Hello everyone, Kador here. So, I've been asked quite a bit about how I started to solo to get some good scores and get some solo into the part 3 of the Hstr raid. Well, it's the Hstr raid right now, so I'm going to show you. This strategy is by no means new, and it's by no means mine. I didn't create that at all. From memory, it was from, let's see if I can recall the name. See that beautiful team? That's how you get it. That's how you solo part 3 of the Hstr raid. Not even kidding. That was from a guy. The guy was called Zarkus. I think that was that. That was Darkest. That was kind of overlooked. That was something that not many people paid attention to, but he had a great idea, and it works just absolutely amazing. So as you can see, yep, here you go. Just soloed P3. Just kidding. The point of that thing, though, so send 4 guys. Send 4 guys in. That gets rid of isolate. Right, so I'm making this video because that guy had a great video about it, and it was very detailed and stuff, and I actually think he underestimated his own team, because like he had some really high requirements, like not gearing up to 3PO, that kind of stuff, having 3PO at gear 8, 9, that kind of thing, having a gear 12 Hstr Bridger. You can see that I don't have that. Well, his team actually works a lot better than even he said. Don't really pay attention to the fact that I have relics on those guys, because they don't really change a thing. They actually make the fight a bit more difficult. So here you go. The first thing you want to do is to get a topple. Well, it's not actually really the first thing you want to do. The first thing you would like to do is to get translation on your guys. So yeah, that thing go. Translation. So you use special attacks to get some translations on your guys. Okay, okay. Some rules about this. I will try to make a nice thing go tomorrow when I edit that a bit. BB-8 will not use the middle ability, the board and roll, because that would give potency to your guys. The point of that team, you don't really want potency to spread out. So let's get some more translation. Yeah, that, don't use that. Do not. And then he had a lot more of don't use this moves that didn't really make sense in the long run. So the main combo here is that ability right there. I'm not going to show you what it says in French, but basically you give 40% turn meter to 3PO, and you give 40% turn meter back to Hstr, and since you attack with Hstr with basic, you actually get some 3PO triggers, so she resists them, so you gain turn meter. That's a very short way to put it, but that's how it works. That's not going to work on the first topple though, so because she doesn't resist everything. Each topple gives Treya some more tenacity, so the point is to try and get to 3 different translation on everyone before she gets the second topple, except BB-8, because you can kind of give him that some other ways. This is kind of the tricky part, because you're going to want a second topple and you want to get this thing away. She doesn't have anything, but the sabers can kind of fuck me up. I'm still going to do that because my solo is going to be able to counterattack on most things if he doesn't get like a early days. He did got an early days, that sucks. Okay, I'm fine. So blast that one, and then I should be golden. Oh no, wait, I didn't gain any turn meter back. Whoops. Okay, blast that one. Okay, so now she has 60% tenacity. This is the really important part. I have 3 stack on translation, except on Han Solo. That kind of makes it a bit more difficult, and I should be fine now. I should be fine. So you get the... Each time someone uses basic, 3PO would get that cooldown down. Cooldown down. So he will play it like every turn. Every turn he will get to call, and you just use that to win. Basically that's all you do. So Zarkus in his first video told you not to use the Deadeye. Use the Deadeye. I don't see why you shouldn't. You actually get a lot more damage, and you still get translation out of it, because you will have to get your translation back up you need your guys to stay at 3 translation all the time, and 3PO needs to call BB-8, because if he doesn't, BB-8 loses the translation. And then you already do that. So you can't do that on auto. You can't use that on auto because the AI will not do this properly. The AI will not do that. So yeah, he also said not to use the force with CLS. You can use the force with CLS. That works. That works. So how I did that, and he didn't really advise that either, but I think that's how it works the best for me. When solo plays, if you don't have the raising shoulders debuffs, raise your shoulders. Now you have the buffs, not debuffs, and you keep calling 3PO. So as you can see, she has kind of a lot of debuffs in there. That's fine. Keep going. You can see that her TM bar is not getting any slide up. That's because you just gain so much turn meter from Luke's leadership and Luke's passive and stuff that you just play over and over again. You're at 100% all the time. So about him saying not to use that thing, well, do that, because actually if CLS gets debuff landing, he actually gives more turn meter than if they are resisted. So doing that, and that's actually a plus for you. I have the buff, so I'm not raising my shoulders. Bing bing. Calling 3PO. Ding ding. And always do that, basically always do that now. Always call 3PO. You can see that kind of back and forth between 3PO and Hstr. That's like the whole point of the team. So again, that guy on his video, I will show you now screens of my own mods. He told like you need crit damage and crit chance on CLS, so that's for damage, but actually mine is modded for speed and didn't change that, and it's fine. Then he tells you that you should have a lot of damage also on Hstr. That part is absolutely true, because if you... well, actually, Hstr is the guy who will do like all the damage in the fight. Mine is gear 10, so it's going to take quite a bit. If you have a higher damage Hstr, you will do a lot more damage, because Hstr always want to call 3PO. You don't do anything else, so Zeta is not needed, of course, because you're not using it. That's kind of enough. So yeah, the pattern is the same. Hstr, call 3PO. 3PO, call BB-8. You call BB-8 because BB-8 is actually the only tune in there that cannot use special abilities. CLS, middle special. Solo, he kind of does whatever he wants, but if you have no shoulder bonus, you raise your shoulders. And you keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going. And this is boring and this is painful. Because it's manual. No auto. No auto on that. So I will not let you sit through the whole thing, because it takes quite a bit. Having relics and having gear 13 can be kind of a liability, because you have more potency. So on some weird resist, not resist shenanigans with the expose, she can get a bit of turn meter. But then the fact that you have relics makes your team so much better than you can just topple her another time. The thing is, she will get... you can see she has isolate at the ready right now. So if she gets up, she will isolate someone. If she isolates Hstr, the fight is over. If she isolates Hstr, you're screwed, you're dead, and you can pretty much start over. You don't want that. So yeah. This team is easy to get. That's a very easy to get team to be rolling. I mean, you're going to use tunes that you should have prepped up anyway. So yeah, no big requirements. You need roll with the punches at all costs. You need BB-8 Zeta. You need solo Zeta. Kind of course. I mean, yeah. 3PO Zeta helps. And then of course CLS Zetas do a lot of good stuff for you, so you should have them. You don't need the one that gives him tenacity and stuff, but you need the first two that everyone gets. But that's kind of expected of most like mid-range player rosters anyway, so that's not that big of a deal to get. I don't know, I mean, that's kind of easy to get. in my opinion. That's a lot easier to get that than Night Sisters if you didn't go for Night Sisters, because Night Sisters are kind of very specific, you know. That's a lot easier to get rolling than most other big scores teams, like Ravens and stuff. I'm using that because that's kind of the only thing I have. I have a Rigun and Akin, but I don't have the Night Sisters, for example. So I just get that rolling. It's long. It's painful. I'm considering to give some gear to my Hstr, and you can see that my biggest enemy right there, the phase is over. My guild just finished the phase. So now my guild is in part 4, and if they do that too fast, I might time over. You know, I might get the bonk, your time is over. And you have to be pretty much focused. I'm kind of really focused right now. And talking to you guys at the same time and not making any mistakes kind of hurts my head. I have to say that right now my brain hurts. But I have to keep going. There's an argument for going basic with CLS. And actually, I'm pretty sure I should go for basic with CLS, but if you do that, you still need to remember to use a special from time to time to get the translate rolling. I kind of just like doing a special, but you can go for his second special in basic. Just don't mix both. So yeah, pretty much, and keep going and keep going and keep going. I've been running that kind of successfully many times now. Sometimes she wakes up. So when she does, that's mostly because of my relics. Because of gear 13, because I have too much potency on my guys. So yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. Too much potency is definitely a thing on your guys. Try to have no, or you can see that her TM kind of got up right now actually. Because you could see that I had 2 exposed on her. That was Hstr linked in 2. That's kind of that's no good. That was bad luck. In that kind of stuff, if you get too much, yeah, she's kind of getting up. She could get up. Right now, this looks like a run where she could get up because we had some weird timing with the solo and stuff. Yeah, she could get up. I'm kind of worried that she does. But hey, I'm just going to keep going. I will not talk you guys through all this. I'm just trying to think of stuff to tell you about that, but I think you got the point, the message. Even if you have like very high relic and stuff, this works. And even if you don't get a full solo, well, at least you're going to get a really high score. I mean, you can see that I'm already at 15%. That's kind of pretty good in part 3 for a team that isn't really meant for that. That is not like Anakin and Night Sisters, for example. But yeah, the weird part, yeah, she's getting a bit of turn meter. Ah, fuck. I started with kind of a bad... I don't know if that was like... Oh, I just messed up. I just looked away and I clicked somewhere I shouldn't have. Shit. Let me try to get exposes. Yeah, I definitely fucked up. I watched somewhere else and I clicked BB8 instead of 3PO. That's terrible. She gained a kind of a buttload of turn meter there. Oh, fuck. That could be really bad for me. That could be the difference between a solo and not a solo. So yeah, it's not an easy team to get rolling. Well, it is an easy team to get to work, but you have to be pretty focused and you have to stay on the fight for a long time. Especially if your Hstr is like gear 10 like mine. So yeah. Starting to think that I should try to call Hstr because he... no, that doesn't make a difference. That was silly. That was a silly decision. I was like, he's going to attack more, but no, he doesn't. Nope, he doesn't. Let me read that again. Yeah, that's exactly that. That was stupid. That was absolutely stupid. So yeah, have to be really careful and have to stay, have your mind on the game, and you have to have your mind on the game for a long time. That's the real downside of that team. That's long, that's painful, that's a grind. I will leave you guys there. I will stop talking for a bit, and when I edit the video, I will just getting ready up. I'm going to go grab a beer, and that will be the sign for me in the edit that I should start to speed up. I will stay there, and if something of interest happens, I will tell you guys. So, no mistake, here you go. You guys probably saw what just happened. So I was trying to save it. I was trying to do some more basics because I thought that was what was fucking me over. And shenanigan. And now I'm like, well, I should never use Denominate Destiny because Hstr got to play without that finger at the ready. And that absolutely fucked me over. Yeah, that kind of fucked me over really hard, to be honest. Because now, well, she got up once and she has CLS isolated. We'll see if that still can go on, but the run might be a lot shorter than expected. Keep going. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Well, now she has like 90% tenacity, so she's actually resisting a lot more than before, so it looks like she's really stuck in turn meter. I'm just a bit worried about, well, I mean, CLS isn't playing anymore, so might pull it off, but it's going to be even longer, so I might time out. I'm a bit worried about timing out. Wow, she actually just got in a bunch of turn meter? Wait. Yeah, and CLS did too. What happened? Okay. Okay.
darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Well, the run is over. Well, not really, but well, okay. So bad example. I didn't solo the phase. I don't really know what happened there, but I guess it makes sense, you know. So I know that it looks weird, and I mean that's 50%. Good enough in my book. That will give me a top 10. It's kind of weird. I got like full. I got solos. I have. I think. I hope I have a screenshot left. But yeah, I made some solos with that, and you can check the other video, and it works just fine. But yeah, shenanigans, stuff happens. So it's not as reliable as most solo stuff. It's there. You know, it will give you some good scores and stuff. I'm pretty sure I fucked up like many times in there. So yeah, kind of decent still, should be good enough. So yeah, here you go. That's how I made some good scores. Please give me the run. Don't tell me if something fucked up. Okay, 18 millions. Yeah, okay, that's kind of decent. That's okay. I'm fine with that. So we can see that Hstr does a lot of damage. Yeah. Here you go. I'm kind of sad that this result isn't. Oh, see. I mean that's pretty good. That's a kind of good result. My guild doesn't have a lot of guys doing the solo thingy. Don't have a lot of teams with Tarzan and stuff that can do the solo thingy. So that's decent enough for that, I guess. I missed chips. Fuck. It's the time of chips PO. Fuck. But anyway, here you go. I mean, kind of, you get the idea. You get how it works. And yeah, you can get full solo of that. I will show you. I hope I have a screenshot left of the score I got with that. And so the team was. I'm sorry, I'm really tired. I'm really tired. I'm kind of losing my words. So CLS, solo, 3PO. I missed BB8. Hstr is a lot more down there. And BB8. If I edit that correctly, I will have some screens anyway, but nothing really fancy in there. So yeah, I mean, I don't have like amazing mod and stuff. Having him modded for damage would be better. He has too much potency. That's 12%. 12%. I have to put that lower. I think I have him modded for a bit of potency because yeah, because PvP. I shouldn't. I should have that lower. Or maybe no, maybe I should not. I don't know, I can't think right now, but landing debuffs with CLS is better, so actually I should have what? I should, yeah, I should have on that guy some potency. Solo shouldn't have potency anyway. So stats, yeah, that's okay. That's because good mod something. Good damage, Relic 4, you know, that's fine. 3PO, I never actually got that up. Pretty sure that does help, because it was kind of, in my mind, that was counterproductive. To have more potency in Rebels because you want to get resists for CLS lead. So I was kind of like, when I saw that, I was like, no, I'm not getting this up. And I'm kind of glad I didn't. And then Hstr, he really isn't anything special. I have bad mods on him. Well, I have okay mods on him. He should have good damage. I mean, that's not good enough. I should have better damage on this guy. That would make the runs a lot less painful and a lot shorter. And then BB8 is just your standard BB8. But here you go. Not perfect example. good enough example, I guess. You will do better if you don't have the relics on your guys. And yeah, and I'm going to sleep because I'm really tired. See you guys later. Duncan, want to say goodbye? Don't break the lamp. No? Want to say goodbye? Not to me. Yeah, now you don't wanna. See you guys later. Oh, that's a hug. No. Have a good time, guys. Not the best team in the world. We'll still give you good scores. I hope it helps.